This is something that I've wanted to do on my channel for such a long time, and I do not know why it took me as long as it did to finally get on this. But guys, it is time for me to finally review all the Harry Potter films, just the mainline Harry Potter films, which includes a re-review of Prisoner of Azkaban and I believe Death Alice Part 2. Before I continue on, guys, something isn't right, and as y'all can tell, that is my wardrobe. If I'm going to review the Harry Potter films, I need to have my Hogwarts robe on. Now, before I continue on, let's change that attire really quick. Here we go. And here we go. So, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is the first film of the Harry Potter franchise, and as y'all can imagine, adapted from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, depending on where you're at, either in the US or in the UK. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is the genesis, the beginning of the franchise and the story of, well, Harry Potter. When we first meet Harry Potter as a kid, when we first hear those magical words,
"You're a wizard, Harry."
I'm a what?
Harry Potter meeting Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger, who would become his best friends, the discovery of Hogwarts, the discovery of magic, and the discovery of, well, the lore, and as y'all can imagine, he who must not be named, and so much more. Again, magicalness. That's not a word, but I made it one. Alrighty guys, so let's get into Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Excellent!
This franchise has a very special place in my heart, whether it comes to the films or the books, to which, yes, I'm going to show you all right now. I do, as a matter of fact, happen to own the first Harry Potter book along with all the Harry Potter books. And yes, did I actually read all the books? Yes, and even more so, did I read them before all the movies came out? Abso-freaking-lutely. I think I remember, if I remember correctly, I think I read Sorcerer's Stone twice before the movie came out. And let me tell you all, well, you'll find out what I think about this movie later on. But I mean, it'd be pretty obvious of how excited I'm going to be talking about this movie. I mean, I bought the freaking rope, for God's sake. I must tell a story that if I didn't tell this, this review wouldn't feel right. You want to know how old I was when this movie came out? I was 8 years old when Sorcerer's Stone came out. No joke, guys. I was a month away from turning 9. I was barely even 10 years old. As the Harry Potter films were going along, I essentially grew up along with the franchise. 8 years old when Sorcerer's Stone came out, and when I was in my senior year of high school, Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out. It is absolutely crazy how in my lifetime I grew up with the Harry Potter characters. If I remember suitably correctly, it was me, my mother, my dad, my brother, and if I remember correctly, my 2 grandparents. And we all saw this together. And to say that it was, as a kid, a quote-unquote, or an pun intended, a magical experience as a kid is kind of an understatement. And I'm not thinking when I say this to you guys. If I remember suitably correctly as well, after the movie ended, we all got dinner. And I just couldn't stop speaking in a terrible British accent, and I'm pretty sure I annoyed the piss out of everybody on the dinner table. Ever since I rewatched Sorcerer's Stone, it's a movie that I feel like has only gotten better with age. When I was 8, I absolutely loved it. As a 31-year-old, this movie holds up seriously like such a fine wine. This movie is a wonderful film. It's a charming movie. It's an endearing movie. It's entertaining. It's exciting. But most of all, and I'm going to mention this later in my overall, but it's just, again, pun intended, magical. Every person in this movie was perfectly cast, whether it was Daniel Radcliffe as Harry Potter, Emma Watson as Hermione Granger, Rupert Grint as Ronald Weasley, Richard Harris as Albus Dumbledore, I can't remember who plays Minerva McGonagall, Maggie Smith, if I remember correctly, Robbie Coltrane as Rubeus Hagrid. But if there is one person that they absolutely nailed the casting of, the great Alan Rickman as Severus Snape. How can I forget Tom Felton as Draco freaking Malfoy? The cast of this movie is absolutely insane. It's a great ensemble cast, and I will say this because it's my personal opinion. The cast of the Harry Potter films, they absolutely nailed it with every single one of the casting. Seeing the evolution as they go in these films will definitely be, I think, a lot more insightful to be talking about for the Harry Potter films. But just know, all of them are great. Christopher Columbus is directing of the first Harry Potter films because he did not only do Sorcerer's Stone, but also the Chamber of Secrets. He did such a great job of making a film that is not only starting off the world building, the lore of the Harry Potter franchise, but also the sense of discovery. Christopher Columbus did such an amazing job of making essentially this children's storybook come to life, but also the adults will enjoy. Christopher Columbus did such a great job of making such a golden storybook that's such a great warm hug, but it also does retain some of the darker aspects of Sorcerer's Stone, the book. It's one of those movies that if you were to ask me, or if anybody asked me, okay, what's a film that could be enjoyed by anybody, and I will happily present them with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Something else that I must talk about, and I guarantee Red's gonna ask me about this because I love the books. How was the book adapted? Honest to God, Sorcerer's Stone is one of the most faithfully adapted books from book to screen. This movie gets the book so perfectly. I mean, sure, are there a couple of omissions? Yes, but they're only meant just to cut out, just like trimming out the fat, just to streamline that runtime. The omissions they made from the storyline into the screen only made for a better cinematic experience, especially for those like me who read the book and were wanting to see just a great film. Steve Kloves did such a wonderful job. One of my favorite aspects about Sorcerer's Stone is that throughout Sorcerer's Stone, there's this feeling of discovery. Like when Harry first sees magic performed for the first time, especially when they're going through Diagon Alley and the look that he gives when Hagrid is doing his thing, or when they first see Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and not to mention this score, which I'll mention later on, but still, how Christopher Columbus, how cinematographer John Seale, because I think John Seale did shoot the film, how everybody involved introduces you into the world of witches and wizards, of witchcraft, of spells, of potions, of Quidditch, of everything involved, I thought was just absolutely wonderful. The introduction of Hogwarts Express, Platform 9 3/4, the introduction of the invisibility cloak, which is a great setup for, well, one of the later movies of the franchise, to which I'm not going to say it, but otherwise, the last time that I rewatched this movie, which was actually today, I was watching it from the collection in 4K, and by the way, this movie in 4K looks, again, magical. I know I keep saying that word, but it's generally the best way I can describe the experience of watching the movie, whether I was an 8-year-old or as a 31-year-old. Oh my god. I feel freaking old saying that, holy crap. One particular thing that I must talk about is the gorgeous cinematography by John Seale, who, by the way, fun fact, went on to shoot... yeah, the same guy who shot Sorcerer's Stone went on to shoot Mad Max Fury Road, and holy crap, it shows. Sorcerer's Stone is full of not only just gorgeous and vibrant cinematography, but it has this warm feeling where as you're watching it, it's just giving you a warm and a wonderful hug. Also, not to mention as well, the fact that it was shot on 35mm and watched that on a 4K disc. Oh my god. The Quidditch scene, oh my god. I will never forget the first time I watched that Quidditch scene. My god. And I actually remember correctly, the Quidditch scene is one of my dad's favorite scenes in the entire film, along with the revealing of Diagon Alley. And there's one specific element that only elevates that scene, but the entire film. And as y'all can imagine, I'm saving one of the best bits for last, the GOAT's music, John freaking Williams. The fact that John Williams composed the music not only Sorcerer's Stone, but also going through The Prisoner of Azkaban, I cannot believe that. To say that John Williams composed one of the most iconic scores of all time isn't understandable, but then again, it's John Flarkin Williams. This guy is the GOAT of film composers. Not just the main theme song, which I am literally hearing in my head, and I'm just getting goosebumps talking about it right now, but every single theme and every single track in this movie just elevates not only just everything, but it elevates the entire movie to a whole other level. John Williams' music in this movie is just the chef's kiss on what is already a fantastic and a wonderful movie. Just freaking love John Williams. And this movie just has some incredible moments to which, again, I could spend so much time just blabbering on about, but it's a movie full of not only emotional and wonderful moments, but it's a movie that's just really a fantastic and just a terrific movie for everybody. Just what a wonderful movie going experience, whether you were at the theater when you saw it, when I saw it especially, or at home watching in Blu-ray, or in my case, 4K.
Well, that's just fucking great!
If I were to think of my one nitpick of this movie, that's this. Some of the CGI is a tad bit outdated. The Kuwait sequence has some CG elements that don't look particularly great. I mean, it still looks good. And it's not just the Kuwait sequence. There are some other parts of the movie where the CG doesn't look particularly great. It just looks kind of outdated. But otherwise, I didn't care too much.
And here we go.
So overall, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, to describe it in one word, is magical. It's a wonderful film. It's a charming film. It's endearing. It's entertaining. It's exciting. But most of all, this was such a fantastic way to not only start off the series, but just to start off everything with this franchise. I absolutely love this film, and as y'all can imagine, I am absolutely going to give Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone a 5 out of 5. This movie is just such a terrific experience. If you guys have not seen Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, please watch this freaking movie as soon as possible. It is just such a wonderful film for everybody involved, the whole family. Just a terrific movie. I love this movie. So comment down below and let me know, what is your favorite scene in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone? Let me know below. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'm also on Twitch. So if you guys want to follow me on all those social media platforms, all the links and the usernames are in the description below. I hope you all enjoyed my review of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And just what you guys know, not only will I be reviewing all the Harry Potter films, but at the end of all this, I will be ranking the Harry Potter franchise. That's what you guys know. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy my review of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, hit that like button, also subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell for my latest review goes live. If you guys want to see my previous 2 reviews, please click it right there or right there. And of course, until my next review or video goes live, I will see you all next time.